Hello and welcome to a hot mess. I should have gotten cleaning supplies before starting this, because not only is this going to be like a clear out, shop my stash, you know, rotate my stash, a lot of this is dirty. And it's only been, well, I say only, I think the last time I did this was like 2 months ago, and this is how stuff just happens when I wait too long in between shop my stashes. So I'll be right back. All right, I got my washcloth. I got my Mr. Clean Freak, this is my favorite, like, ever. It just smells amazing. It's the Unstoppables version. Anyway, back to the makeup. Before we jump in, for those of you that are new, my name is Monica. Peep the old Sephora name tag. I traditionally did a lot of Project Pan videos on this channel. This year I'm taking a break from Project Pan, but I still do all things makeup, beauty, shop my stash, hauls here and there. I try to find that balance between consumerism and, what's it called now? Underconsumption core? Just doing my best here. And I usually don't ask for this, but I would love to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I think that's totally possible. I think we only have like 1,400 subscribers more to go. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever new videos go live here. I need to get better at that. Okay, so there's a lot going on here, clearly. Let's start off at the, should I start from the sides? On the top, let's start off from the top. So up here, while I'm not like doing any Project Pans right now, I am still like using makeup. I still use a lot of makeup. And even though I'm not consciously like participating in a project, I'm still using makeup up. So I've got this Naked Quickie. It is a concealer from Urban Decay, but I like it as a foundation, and using it as a foundation, it's like almost empty. So I am going to keep this out because I want to finish this up. And same for this concealer. This is the Armani Luminous Silk concealer, and there's a lot of product in here, but it's almost empty. And I really want to finish this one up. So I'm going to leave those two. I'll clean this before we put it back, but I'll put it back up here. And then I really got into mixing foundations again. I just really enjoy the process of like experimenting with foundation, mixing foundations. And this one actually wasn't my shade anymore. Shade 105 of the Fit Me Matte and Poreless, because I'm just pale right now. And then this one was too light. This was the Misha Perfect Blanc BB Brightening Cream, and this was in shade 19, and what confuses me is that, like, the shades are not consistent from product to product in Misha, so I got the lowest, because I think it's like 13 is my shade in 2 of their BB creams, and then they're different for all the other ones. So, anyway, too dark, too light, mix them together. It worked really well and is amazing in the summer. It's a good sweat-proof, bulletproof, full coverage foundation set. So I'll put these away because I want to experiment with more, but typically whenever I'm like testing something and I really like it, or if I want to finish something up, it'll go up here in the top section of this organizer. All right, over here I've got 2 samples actually, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. Oh, I haven't used this one yet. And then the Unseen Sunscreen. So this one actually, I'm gonna put this in the bathroom because that's where I usually put my sunscreen on. And this one, after I clean, I'll put it back up here so that I actually use it. Right, these need a good clean. So these are all pot liners that I got along with the tools over here that I have not tested out yet. There's 2 black ones and 1 brown. All right, so these are all new products that I've been meaning to test out, and I still haven't tested. Well, that's not fair. The liquid lip stains I actually have tested, and I do like them. So I'm not really, other than black lipsticks, I'm not really a lipstick person. And so I was looking at these lip stains. These are the Wonder Skin ones I got off of Amazon. And I think these are the ones that went viral on TikTok because they go on like duochrome, and then when you wipe it off, it's a lip stain. They're really pretty. So I got just 2 kind of like light peachy shades to kind of be like a My Lips But Better shade, and I really like them. So I'm gonna put these back in my lip drawer, and I might pick up some more shades. We'll see. Now, this was a lip balm that I got in PR. This is the Dior Lip Glow Butter, and it's like a really pretty, like super light lavender color. And I'm about to use up the lip balm that I have on my work desk, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace that with this one, because it's not lavender enough that I can't use it as a lip balm while on video calls, if that makes sense. All right, now this one is an eyeliner tool that I have not used yet because, quite frankly, I'm not using a whole lot of eyeliner. And then this one is a stamp for under eyes that I really want to try out because I really don't like wearing under eye mascara because it can smudge. But this one, if you use like a good like matte eyeliner, I feel like this could look really pretty. So I think instead of leaving them like up here, because most of my makeup is like in here, I feel like I'm gonna move it into the eye drawer section once we shop my stash. So I'm gonna take this, this, and this, along with the liners, put them to the side for when we're ready for that drawer. All right, what else do we have up here? I got a little peach. Put this back in my collection. All right, so over the last few weeks, while I haven't done a full shop my stash, I've gone back every now and then to pull out kind of like random palettes. Like this one, the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. If I can open it. I was really feeling these cool tones, so I pulled this out to have a little bit of fun with it, and then I started a project. I'll link the short here if I can, but I'm doing my best to dupe this old Too Faced Boudoir Eyes eyeshadow palette, and so I was trying to pull out anything in my collection that was either Too Faced or looked like these shades. So that's why we have like all of these palettes here, and why I purchased a couple of new ones in pursuit of this duping project. So first one, I picked up this ColourPop. I bought the original Sailor Moon collab, and I saw this one on Amazon on sale, and I just couldn't help myself. So it's just really pretty. I like it. I've used the shades. The blue and the purple ones are just like meh, which is kind of odd for me, but I like the pinks, and like the shimmers up here are really nice. And this one actually might be a decent dupe for one of the shades in the Too Faced palette that I'm trying to dupe. So for that reason, you know what? I'm gonna put everything away, because I was like holding palettes over here for like, oh, to use for that project. But I have an idea in my head how that project is gonna go, and I think I can do it after like everything's put away, because having this much out is just like overwhelming me when I'm doing my daily makeup, and it's not helping. So that'll go back in the collection. Same with the Icy Nude. All right, next, I've got the Mandalorian palette. Let's flip this so I don't blind you guys. This one I got because those metals in the middle look super duper pretty. I just love this. It's so cute. I am also a big Star Wars fan, and that packaging is pretty gorge. Yeah, not gonna lie. Okay, that's everything from the top. Yeah, let's go through and empty out the rest of this, and then I'll clean out this whole container. Okay, the two newest items I bought, and these two I bought specifically for that duping project. First is the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette, which is actually like a gorgeous, here we go, a gorgeous palette. And I've never owned one of these big ColourPop palettes before. Overall, it looks really pretty. And I'm already seeing like a few of these like taupey shades I think might be what I'm looking for that dupe project. So since I just bought this one, I do want to put it in and actually use it for funsies. So I'm going to put this to the side to add in. And then same for this one. This is from e.l.f. and this is their Perfect 10 eyeshadow in Everyday Smoky. And looking at the shades, it looks different. They used to have a palette like this. Oh, I gotta break this. Okay, finally got it open. So they used to have this kind of like smoky palette. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be like a dupe for that Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. But this one looks different. Like the shades themselves, it didn't look as similar to that older palette, because I used to own the older e.l.f. palette and then I decluttered it. This one looked different. And again, I'm seeing some shades that might work. Even though these are more warm toned, I'm thinking of the shimmers. And this one in particular looks a lot like one of the shades from that Too Faced palette. So again, since this one's brand new, I do want to put it in here for the stash shop. The shop my stash. Right, all of this needs to get recycled. So let's clear all of this out. These are all palettes I brought out because either they were Too Faced or because they had shades that I thought would work for that project. So first we have the Lorac Pro 2 palette. Next, we have the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Next, we have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Of course, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. The Too Faced Aptly in Love palette. The Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. And the KVD Interstellar palette. Bitty get it golden. Gonna be golden. Oh, oh, oh. Alright, first drawer. Foundations, the Misha, I am gonna butcher this Korean, Chobyong BB cream in shade 17. This one actually is a decent shade match for me, and I like it, but not as much as the other BB creams from Misha. So, putting this back into my collection. I also, ever since falling in love with the Tier cushion foundation, I've already used up 1.5 of these. And by a half, I mean they had a mini, and I totally used that up when I was traveling. So this is my second like full size of this foundation. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like it's hype for a reason. And I wanted to try more cushion foundation. So I got this one from Misha, and the shade is, again, like so dark. That is way too dark for me. So I'm gonna try and see if there's ways I can lighten it, but it's a little bit harder to lighten a cushion foundation than it is a liquid foundation. So if you got any ideas, please let me know. All right, next I bought this. This was the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. I did a short all about how much I hate this foundation. I'll link it up if I can. But I bought this because I was praying and hoping that it was similar to the Peach Perfect foundation, which was amazing, and this one is not, so don't waste your money. Now, a BB cream that is excellent. This is from Purito. This is the Cica Clearing BB Cream. I'm shade 13. Don't let the shades on the bottles like fool you. That's not what it looks like. This looks like mustard. It's actually really close to my natural skin tone. I would say look online for videos and people actually swatching these shades on themselves, because the bottles and the swatches online don't do this justice at all. All right, so I pulled out, these used to be my summer go-to concealers, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. And I really don't use it. I've been using that Armani like religiously to finish it up. So I might just go ahead and put these back in my collection. And this one, I actually hit pan in this. So this is the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Brightening Color Corrector. And like, look, there's so much pan at the bottom there. And again, like, I'm not intentionally trying to pan things. I'm just using things I really enjoy. And this is one of them. I think this is my second full size, because back before Becca closed, I had one, used it up. I tried the Becca and Smashbox one. This one's almost used up. So I'm like torn between buying another one, because I really like this, or trying new products. And I do have one new product in the next drawer, but I don't like it as much as this one. So we'll see. I hate the packaging on this, because this all scraped off like normally. So, yeah, but I like it. All right, last but not least for this drawer, we have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. And honestly, I barely used these. These, I feel, are super, like what's higher than high coverage? It's higher than high coverage. And I feel like while I've been going for, like, medium buildable coverage foundations, I haven't been going for, like, full coverage. This is what this is. Which is surprising to me, because usually I mean, I love a full coverage foundation, but I've just not been leaning towards these. So I'll put these back in my collection. All right, so next, this is that product I tried. So this is from Sigma. This is the Spectrum Color Correcting Duo, and this one has gotten like rave reviews online, and I've tried them. I mean, I like it. I just don't like it as much as the Smashbox and Becca one. So I'll keep testing it out. So I feel like this one I'll put to the side and I'll keep in the drawer along with this one, because I love it. Okay, I know there are some mascaras in here that are definitely ready to go. These two. Brow gel. So these I've used quite a bit, and they're basically at their 3-month mark. The Essence Lash Princess in brown. Love this. And then the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I liked the brush, but the formula was flaky. I noticed it flaked a lot on me. So these are empties. So these are lip products I got in a ColourPop mystery box, and I was actually shocked by how much I liked them. This is the So Juicy in Beverly Drive, and it's just really pretty, but like sheer like plum color. That is just so pretty. And then this one is the Ultra Glossy Lip in It Girl. And this one is kind of like a My Lips But Better shade. It's so pretty. I do swatches in that ColourPop video, so I'll link it up above if you want to see these in action. All right, these are all eyeshadows. So I saw Sam Vey using some of these, and I've been loving the Armani like luminous concealer I mentioned earlier. I love their blushes, and I saw they came out with liquid eyeshadows, and I had to try them out. They're super pretty. They don't blend out as much as the Stilas do, but they are just as like vibrant and glittery and beautiful. It dries down super fast, so you have to put it down like where you want it. It's not one where you can swipe out and then tap it out to blend. You gotta like put it on your brush first and then blend it out, but they're really, really pretty. I like these. Next, I brought in this Patrick Ta duo. Can I open you? I really like this one. I was really using this one all over my lid quite a bit, so I'll rotate that out. And then I had a Stila Glitter and Glow just because I was feeling like I wanted some easy looks I could do, and then I could have slapped some glitter on it, so that's why I brought this out. Okay, these brow gels are still relatively new, so I don't need to move them out quite yet. This is the Maybelline Super Fluff. This is a tinted brow gel. It's got a really nice little, oh, you can't see that, a really nice little wand right there. And then I got with Sephora points a little mini of the ABH Brow Freeze Gel, and I've been using this as my clear brow gel, so I'll leave those. The two mascaras I have right now are the AOA Studio Flawless Jet Black and the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. You know, I'm still iffy about the Bad Gal Bang. I feel like it had a lot of hype to live up to, and for me, I don't know if it's just like my lashes or the fact that I'm now getting or doing my own lash lifts and tints, but this doesn't seem like it does much. And I've said previously that like this AOA Studio one just makes my eyelashes black and that's it, which for some looks and for some days, that's all I'm going for. But I feel like I'm getting the same thing out of this, but I expected a whole lot more out of this, you know? So, I'll use it for another month, see how I feel about it. Okay, I'm gonna move this glitter glue. It's a really good glitter glue. I use it all the time, but since I've been using liquid glitters and stuff, I don't need a glue for that. So I'll put this back in my drawer. And then this one, the Urban Decay Primer Potion, I cut it open because it was finally at the point where I had to. And I want to see if I can get this to focus, but if you could see, it stopped taking product out on the doe foot, but I cut it open and there's still so much product left in here. So I can get at least like another month's of use out of this. And just to keep it sealed, I put the lid kind of right back on like that. And you can also keep it in a little Ziploc bag just to use up everything, because I hate spending a lot of money on a product that works really good and then just letting like a good third of it go bad in the tube. So that's what I do. I like it. I suggest you try it out if you also get this. All right. Last but not least, these are all the eyeliners I had in my everyday makeup basket. Really, I was only using the Tarte Fake Awake. So I might leave that in there because that's a really good one to throw in my waterline real quick before a morning meeting so I don't look as tired. The rest of these I wasn't really using. Even the liquid liner from NYX, this is the brown liquid liner. This is the Très Luce. It's a similar to the Tarte Fake Awake, but I like the Tarte one better. Two NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils, and then the Tarte Fake Awake in white. I actually don't like as much. I like the NYX liner in white better. All right. Here we have like basically all of my color complexion, why do I say it like that? Color complexion products. And again, this became a hot mess because I was just buying new stuff, trying new stuff, rotating a few things here and there, and then blah, we have this. So first, I have Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I think a notorious waste of money. But I had this in a project pan. I've hit pan multiple times, repressed it. I will say this freaking lasts forever. But I brought it out because I wanted to test putting a powder bronzer over a liquid bronzer to see how it looked, and it worked fine. I think that's more so for the liquid bronzer and not for this product, so I'll put this back in my collection. This cute blush from ColourPop came in that mystery box that I mentioned above, and I really do like it. It's super cute. Not necessarily a shade I would reach for as often, but it is really pretty. So I'll put this in my blush drawer. All right, again, a powder bronzer. This one's from Milani, and this is in the shade Dulce. This one, again, I wanted to use this over some liquid bronzers and contours to see how it looked. This is something that looks really great in person, but it doesn't really show up as much on camera. So if you're looking for a super duper natural looking bronzer and you're not going to be filming anything, I'd highly recommend this one. All right, I raved about this already, but I had to, like, I put it back in my collection and I brought it back out sometime in the last 2 months because I love it so much. This is the Armani Luminous Silk Blush, and I have 2 shades right now. This is like their orange coral shade, and it's so freaking pretty, and I love the pack. Oh, I put it on backwards. I love the packaging. I love the applicator. I love how it looks. I love how it blends. This is just one of my favorite blushes. I've been like really loving a lot of the Armani collection products lately, so we'll see. I might have to do a full face of Armani at some point. Here's another product from that ColourPop mystery box. This was a liquid blush. This reminds me of the Rare Beauty, which I believe is what it was trying to dupe, but it reminds me of the Rare Beauty in that it's like super duper pigmented and you can easily overdo it, and that it takes a little bit to blend out. So this is not as easy to apply as like the ColourPop or the Armani, so I wasn't reaching for it as often. Speaking of e.l.f. Wait, did I say ColourPop? I meant e.l.f. or Armani, because I love these e.l.f. products. Jesus, all of these e.l.f. camo bronzer, contour, blushes, all of them. Just like, I want all of them. So I've got 2 shades of the blush, and then I have 1 bronzer, 1 contour shade. Gorgeous. These blend out like a dream. They're super pretty. They're super affordable. Ooh, let me not throw them everywhere. I like the packaging. I like the applicator. I like everything. Literally everything about these. I think I bought every single blush shade. I'm pretty sure I did, because they're so affordable and they're really, really nice. I like them. I like them a lot, and you'll see once we get to the Shop My Stash. So I feel like I don't know if I have any other liquid bronzer or contours that I like as much as these. So I might leave these out, and then we'll swap out the blushes. I had a lot of blush. I've been really on a blush kick lately. This is from Milani. I love the shade of this. This is Cheeky Coral, but it blends out into almost nothing. So I have to layer it a lot. It takes a bit to work with it, but I love the shade. And so like I deal with it because I like the shade, but honestly, not the best blush out there. All right, this one is from NYX. This is the Wonder Stick. It's supposed to be like a bronzer highlighter. I've used up that much. Like if you look at that's the amount of product it came with. So I'm like at least halfway, if not more, through this. I don't use the highlighter at all because it's way too dark on me. But this as a contour is just like the perfect shade. So I might also leave this one out because I don't know if I have any more. I want to buy and test more liquid stick bronzer and contours. So if you have any suggestions for, you know, higher end, lower end drugstore stick products that you like, please let me know. This one's a new product that I tried out for myself. This is the Makeup by Mario. Actually, my first Makeup by Mario product. It does settle a little bit like that, so you gotta like shake it up and stuff. But this was the Bronzing and Shaping Serum. So this is one where you could pump it out like this, or you know, pull it out and try it like a doe foot. So I loved the idea of that. I don't think in practice it really helps to get all the product out. So I feel like once I get like halfway through this, I'm gonna have to like depot this in order to use up all the product. On top of that, I love the shade. It's a great shade on my complexion, but it took me a while to learn how to work with this. Because it could blend out into nothing unless you're using the right brush, the right application, everything. So it was a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to use it, but I do like it. I feel like ultimately the packaging on this one is gonna crap out on me. All right, a product that I do love, despite the hype, the Drunk Elephant Debronzy, you know, bronzing drops. I got a mini of this, like with Sephora points, and I used up the whole thing and I loved it. It looked great on my complexion, so I bought the full size, and I do like it. It is kind of a pain because I have to like put it on my hand, warm it up, and then apply it with the brush, but it looks so pretty. It's a really great color on me. It looks natural. So yeah, it's staying. All right, next, these are all highlighters. They're all old ABH highlighters, and I was using them specifically as inner corner highlights for eyeshadow looks. And I want to rotate them out and pull out some more highlighters. All right, last but not least for this drawer, I have both of my Makeup Forever palettes. This is the contour and highlighter palette, or concealer palette. And I had these out because I traveled about a month or two ago, and I brought these with me for the trip. And they worked out really well. I liked them. Especially the blushes. I've been having a lot of fun mixing the blush shades together and working with them. I've been on this blush kick. But I do want to kind of rotate this back in and get some other stuff out. All right, there you guys go. You should be able to see this better. So the bottom drawer has been powders and eyeshadows. So the eyeshadows are a hot mess. Let's just go through what we have here. This is the ColourPop Baby Got Peach palette. This is the mini Lorac Pro Matte palette. These are mini palettes from Natasha Denona and Wet n Wild. This is Walking on Eggshells. And then this one is the mini Eye Sculpt palette from Natasha. These have been basically my go-to, like if I'm in a rush and I just want to look put together for work, I'll do a look with one of these. Or both of them. Okay, this is the Shroud Cosmetics Dark Academia palette. This is the Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette. This is the ABH Sultry palette. And this is the Pat McGrath Petal Morphosis palette. All right, all of these I want to rotate out with the exception of the Lorac, because this was a new addition to my collection. So let's get these rotated. Jesus, I have so many palettes out. All right, and then for the powders, I have this Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder, and I did just hit pan on that not too long ago. Ooh. I have the Laura Mercier Loose powder. And last but not least, I've had this in here because I really just want to finish it up. There's only that much powder left. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Pressed Finishing Powder, and there's literally like 2 or 3 uses left in this thing. Okay, so I am going to clean this container, and I've gotten, you know, by the way, I've gotten quite a few people asking where you can buy this acrylic container. Unfortunately, this exact one is no longer available. I did buy it on Amazon, and I have it linked to my Amazon storefront in case it ever does come back. But on my Amazon storefront, I have an entire like list just for vanity organization, and I've put the closest versions of this that I could find on that storefront if you guys are interested. Because I know a lot of people like how big this is, so do I. And it holds a lot of makeup. So anyway, I am going to clean this up, and then we will be back to shop my stash. All right, so this is now all clean. Everything that I said we were gonna keep in the basket is still here. Up on the top, you can see it just barely. I decided to make this the spot where I'm gonna collect all of the palettes and shades for this duping project. So I had the Boudoir Eyes, the e.l.f. palette, the Stone Cold Fox palette up there. These are the products I wanna use up relatively soon, and then all the other products I mentioned. Before I move on to the Shop My Stash, I do have some PR from Too Faced and Influencer, and I want to go ahead and add this into my everyday makeup basket. It looks like they might have reformulated the Born This Way foundation, like the original one. I got the shade Snow. So it looks like the same packaging. I had this foundation years ago. It must have been like 2017, 2018, and I don't remember how I thought. So let's see. It feels nice. I'm gonna add this into the foundation section, and I will test that out. All right, first drawer, powdered blushes. And you know what? I kind of feel like pulling out a face palette this time, so I don't think I'm gonna pull any of these out. Liquid blushes, well, liquid and cream blushes. See, I do have like all the e.l.f. blushes here. They're just so good. This seems like such a nice summer shade. Let's pull this one out from Fenty. And then I was using this orange one from Hermione a lot. Let me pull out the other shade that I have. And then I think that should be good for now. Well, famous last words. This is my primer drawer, and since this is the top drawer, I don't pull out a primer to use. I just open this up and pick a primer for whatever day. All right, foundation. So I already have the Born This Way and the Tier cushion, so I don't want to grab another cushion. Let's see. It is still very warm, so maybe a more matte foundation. You know what? The Double Wear would be a really good one right now. Yeah, let's pull that one. Sticks. I tested these out. These don't work well in the summer. The Hourglass stick or the Makeup Forever stick. And down here, it's kind of a hot mess. These are all concealers and the rest of my BB creams and cushion foundations. So, man, I got a lot of these. I'm gonna have to reorganize this. I want to pull out the Born This Way concealer, actually, to use with the foundation. So I'll pull that out for concealer. You know what? I think that should be good for foundation. Do I want to pull another concealer? I have the Armani one I'm finishing up. I have the color correctors. Should I pull out the Shape Tape? Born This Way, Armani. Yeah, you know what? I'll pull out the Shape Tape. All right, these are all powders, powder puffs, and my sponges. Clean ones over there, dirty ones over here. You know what? I want the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is really good in the summer. I'm gonna swap out for the Laura Mercier and put that one back. I won't pull out another pressed powder until I finish up the one that I have. I have pan in both of them, so I'll use those up. And I've gotten into the habit now, since I've collected so many poofs, of only using a sponge like this once before I wash it, and it's been helping my skin. All right, face palette. So I really want to pull something from here. Would it be insane to pull the butter box out? I kind of want to pull the butter box out. you know what? This is the butter box. Yeah, why not? So if you haven't seen it before, I don't think this is still available, but this was, I believe, a limited edition collection of every single butter product that Physicians Formula had when this came out. So you open it up, you've got all the bronzers, you've got all the eyeshadows. Those are all of the highlighters. Ooh, I got my hand right in the eyeshadow. Those are all the blushes, and then these are all the lip products, and they've all gone bad. So I need to, honestly, I need to clean out the lip products because those aren't great to have in there. But the blushes and everything else are still good. And then in the middle, if you open it up all the way, is a cute little mirror. So cute. All right, lip products. I don't really pull much out of here since I tend to use just lip balms every day, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let's leave that. Okay, bronzers and contours. So, I haven't used the e.l.f. Halo Glow one in quite a bit, so I'll pull that one out. The Rare Beauty one as well. I forgot what I thought about this. Let me pull that one out. And then I've got all the bronzers in the butter box, so I don't have to pull any of those. Yeah, I think that's good. And then, all right, highlighters now. Highlighter. I've really been using these mostly as like eyeshadow, if I'm being honest. Let me see, I got this glow kit. Those are some nice shades. That one's also very pretty. Let's see. This is a Tarte highlighter and an empty shade. Let me pull this out. I can use that one. This shade is also really pretty. Also another Tarte. So it'll be a Tarte highlighter kind of month. Alright, these are all of my eyeliners, mascaras, and liquid liners. I'm gonna pull out this like lilac. Is anyone else obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters? And I've been like craving purple looks now, so I'll pull that one out. This one is silver. Silver would be nice. Let's do silver. You know what? I really don't wear liquid liner all that much anymore. I'm gonna pull out this undone black liquid liners because it's so thin. I think I could use this. All right, single shadows. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pull out Frog, the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This one's also really pretty. This is in Ritz. This one's a little dark. The shadow stick I got from ColourPop. Oh, my back. All right, dip it into the eyeshadows. So, pulled this one out. This is the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Gotta remember, I also have the eyeshadows from Physicians Formula as well. A lot of ColourPop. You know, I was feeling really nostalgic for this palette, the Naked 3. I pulled this one out from Urban Decay. All right, and I think that's good. All right, and here we have the final everyday makeup basket. It is so clean, so organized. I think it'll last about a week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what you're going to be using in your everyday makeup basket for the next few weeks, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.